receive future training webinars? Real easy. You go to the RBCS webpage again, rbcs-us.com, and I believe it's down the lower right-hand side of the webpage. There is a link that you can click on to sign up for the newsletter, and just sign up for the newsletter, and then you'll get invitations to the webinars as well as the monthly, bi-monthly, every other month newsletter, and the bi-monthly offers letter. So that's easy enough. And just, if you think there are other people who can benefit, again, forward on the link and say, hey, sign up for this webinar. If you want to get an example of what the bi-monthly newsletter looks like, there are newsletters posted out there. I forget exactly where you can find them, on the articles page or the basic library or something, but you can go see some examples of the newsletters. So you'll see what you get. They're mostly informative, but just get on that distribution list. News and events. Bob Jonas says it's on the news and events page. Thanks, Bob, for pointing that out. I know my website better than I do. I should keep up with these things. Let's see. Mark has another question here. One last one, if I may, Rex. Do you think that the master test plan in a project should have two parts? One, the high level for sign-off of the business, and the other more detailed for the project and test team. Well, Mark, actually what I would suggest is that we really ought to have a document that I often refer to as a test policy, which lays out the objectives of testing, the metrics that we're going to use to measure our effectiveness and efficiency against those objectives, and also the overall way in which we fit into the SDLC's short document, 2 or 3 pages. And that this is a thing that needs strategic and business approval, all right? That everything else is basically implementation, right? I mean, so the policy, the objectives, how we're going to measure it, and so forth. Senior management, executives, they don't care much how the sausage is being made. They just want to know that the sausage is being made and that it's being made properly. So with the right policy in place, then the tactical details are what we're actually talking about in our master test plan and our level test plans, right? This is the tactics of how we are going to implement the project, implement the policy for this project. And some other organizations will also have what's variously called a test strategy document that describes in a project-independent way how the different test strategies, such as risk-based testing, requirements-based testing, reactive testing, and so forth, can be applied to the different types of projects. And then that can also be helpful. And once that document's approved, again, the test plans are just implementation of that. So, that kind of reduces the amount of documentation that has to be reviewed by different stakeholders. All right, Alfaro says, thank you so much. This is very informative. You're quite welcome. Look forward to seeing you on future webinars. Let's see, I've got a follow-up here from Mark. I agree on the policy, but if there's no policy, would you create a policy first and then the MTP? No, I would say, it's important to get real work done, so you shouldn't necessarily just say, well, I'm not going to do anything until I've got a policy. But I also think from a strategic level, it's important for test managers to start thinking about policies and documenting them. Think about objectives and effectiveness and efficiency and so forth, and get that down on paper and get people to approve it, because again, this is how we know we're being effective and efficient. If we don't have defined objectives, how are we going to do that? Okay, so while we're still attached to terra firma here, I'm going to close this session down, tell you a little bit more about the resources available through RBCS. Once a week or so, I do a blog posting, which you can find at www.rbcs-us/blog. It's a fact-based rather than opinion-spouting blog for the most part, though I have actually started to throw out some discussion points via video blog entries that I'd be really happy to see you guys take a look at and react to and get some discussion going. If you check in weekly, there'll be some idea on how to test better posted out there, which I think you'll find potentially useful. And as I said, it's a great way to engage in a discussion with me. And if you don't see a topic there that you do want to discuss, feel free to mention the topic, and I'll throw out a blog entry on it, and away we go. We run these free webinar sessions once a month, so you can check our website, rbcs-us.com, to sign up. If you'd like a special webinar presentation for your company only of this webinar or on any other topic related to software testing, contact us at info@rbcs-us.com or via our website. If you don't receive our regular free newsletter, you can sign up, as I said, at rbcs-us.com. By signing up, you'll get valuable discounts on consulting and training services, along with a regular newsletter that includes a featured article on software testing and quality and news about what RBCS and its partners are doing lately. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/RBCS and on Facebook at facebook.com/pages/RBCS-INC. Finally, check out our digital library with recordings of these webinars, podcasts, and videos. You can subscribe to our podcast via iTunes by entering RBCS Podcast into the iTunes Store search string. And you can also watch the RBCS YouTube channel by searching for RBCS Software Testing in YouTube. This concludes the webinar. I would like to thank everyone for joining us today, especially those of you who chimed in with the great comments and questions. I always enjoy those. So thanks very much, and have a great, and for those of you in South Texas like me, hopefully somewhat less blustery rest of the day.